Intelligence per sample, I think this is like the two major problems left, in my opinion, are intelligence per sample, intelligence per watt. And intelligence per sample, I always think about this like, as I get one new sample, I do this continuous learning. What is the right thing to do if I'm trying, my goal is to maximize performance, conditioned upon that N. Most people's answer to this right now in practice is ICL. And I actually played with this. As you increase the number of samples in ICL, it is not monotonically improving in performance. And so it actually starts to bob and weave. It gets worse, it gets better sometimes. And then it hits a cliff, which is the context length, the context length that the model was trained on. And it literally just stops. So it clearly can't go on forever. It doesn't not monotonically improve. And I started playing around with LoRa. I think LoRa at lower ranks for lower amounts of sample size actually does impressively well. And then it has this kind of arc. They both peter out pretty quickly as you increase number of samples, all the way until you do SFT group O all the way at the end. And if you look at this, it's kind of weird that like you have this like ICL is the optimal thing to do in the beginning, and then training the whole thing. If I get one new sample, I want to retrain with LoRa at some rank on N+1 samples just to get that little bump in performance. And there's a different optimal thing to do all along the way as I stream and I get more and more samples. And that's just not how we are. So we're kind of like monotonically improving. And the more chess games that Magnus Carlsen plays, he just keeps getting better. The 10,000 hour rule, et cetera, we just keep getting better. And it's the same algo. And so I think there's just something really different happening in us. And so must exist some learning procedure that has a much higher intelligence per sample.